Okay, and Mr. Google, what is the cheapest, best phone for the United States, and where can I buy it in Canada? This should be easy. And nothing. There we go. Welcome to the superpilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and today in my basement, I'm going to be old man Graham, and I'm going to be just screaming and yelling at the sky and clouds and whatever and just being old. Yeah, I've been messing around for like last weekend. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be taking a little trip to the United States. I would like to have a cell phone. Well, I have a cell phone. It works here in Canada. So, oh hey, Shecky. And so it's like, okay, but I want to make sure that like, okay, once I hit the road and my communications are all good, motorcycle breaks down, beep works, hey, 911 or tow truck or whatever. Like I want that to work. So I figured I'll get that all wrapped up this weekend and we'll be all good to go for like next week. So Friday I went over to America, which is pretty cool. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to bring my old crappy phone here. And this is about a 10-year-old crap phone. It's not a smartphone, it's a crap phone. But I figured it'd be nice to have like just take my crappy phone over to the States. And if I lose it or, there's nothing on it really, a couple old pictures that I've saved. And so like, I don't really care anything about it. So cool. I'll just take that. And then I don't have to mess around with any settings from my other phone and stuff. Should be easy, right? Get it, slap in a SIM card, should work, right? That's what I figure. So, and I just got a buzz over to Detroit, across the river here, and away we go. So I did that on Friday afternoon, and yeah, so I get over there and I thought, okay, I'll go up to, I didn't really know where to go too much, so it's like my Google searched it. Okay, I'm gonna leave out all the names of all the corporations and everything involved here, because I'm gonna be slandering them. Not that anyone really watches this except for Shecky and the rest of the gang, but yeah, I'll just be nice about it. How about we'll put it that way? Oh, hey, Ranch, hi. So it's like, okay, figured I'll go out to Ferndale. I haven't been out to Ferndale in quite a while. I've been close, but not there. Used to be this great record store out there. Me and my buddy used to go there. This is years ago, and they used to call it Fashionable Ferndale. It's just north of Detroit. Not too far. Maybe after I get out of the tunnel and I'm right downtown Detroit. It's on 9 Mile Road, so it's probably maybe 10-11 minute drive to get to where I want to go. So I found there's a phone service provider out there in Ferndale. Okay, no problem. We'll go out there. Should be a piece of cake. Zip, zip, there and back. Shouldn't take too long. So I go over there, and then there's this huge traffic jam on 9 Mile Road. And I'm like, well, this is weird. Like, it's not like rush hour or anything like that. Then everybody is just like, they're all getting pissed off and they're turning around and going the other way. And I was like, I know I have to go this way. I don't know any other way to get there. There's probably some other road I could do, but I don't have a phone to check out Google Maps or anything like that. So I'm just like, well, I know I got to go here. And then I get a little bit closer and there's a train there. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll wait for the train. But it wasn't moving at all and was blocking the road. And the wigwags are going, the little flashy lights, and it's like it's just not moving, and everyone else is leaving, and some people are hanging around. And it's like, well, and this is like I'm waiting in traffic for like quite a while. So I was like, okay, enough of this. Let's go. I'll turn and like I know, okay, 8 Mile Road down that way. That has no train overpass. I mean, I remember I think it goes under or over the train tracks. I don't remember a train track cutting off 8 Mile Road because it's kind of big. So I was like, I could go that way or I'll go the other way here. It's easier. I'll turn right and zip up there. No problem. Turns out that train was just stopped there. Oh, well. So zipped around, and then I found this little cell phone service provider. It's like I figured it's one of the biggest ones in the United States. It should be good coverage. I heard other ones you could have worse slow data or worse coverage depending on if you're going cheap. So I was like, I'll go in there. I got my crap phone. zip in there and I tell the guy, and they had parking, so it's okay, that's cool. And I go in and I'm like, hey, I got this old crappy old phone. Can you hook me up with a SIM card? And and he's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be supported. And I was thinking, I mean, you have some like you won't support it if it's an old smartphone or something. I guess I don't know. So the guy gets his little tablet out, his little iPad, and he starts putting all these numbers and passwords and everything into it. And he was sitting there messing around with this iPad for like 5 minutes. And I'm kind of sitting there like, what's he doing? And then he eventually gets to the point where he says, oh, what is that? Oh, let me see. So he has to scan the little number that's in here for the actual device number. And then he does some more stuff. And I'm like, can't you just get a SIM card, slap it in, and it goes? So he's like, oh, no, that's not compatible. And I'm like, crap. It's like, oh, hey, DH Pilot One. So I was like, okay, this is, and I didn't know how old this was. I got it a while ago. So I Google searched it, and this is like a 10-year-old Samsung phone. So it's, I don't know, I guess that's too old. So I was like, oh, man, what a bummer. But I do have like my other phone. This is only 5 years old, and it worked when I went to El Salvador last year and got a new SIM card for that down there. So chances are my new one would probably be supported. So I just needed, I was like thinking quick, and I was like, oh, can you just give me a like a SIM card and I can go home and activate it? And the guy says, no, we can't do that. I'm like, well, you guys are like a cell phone place. You want cell phone service, you want money for your cell phone services here. That's what I'm thinking to myself. He's like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, well, what about, can you sell me like a burner phone, like a cheap piece of junk, and then, it all works and I walk away and I'm all happy? He's like, oh, well, what plan do you want and something? And I was like, well, what's the cheapest phone you can give me that I walk out the door with it and it works? And he's like, well, the cheapest I could get you here. He starts looking on his iPad for another couple minutes. It's like, oh, yeah, we could get you this old, like something iPhone for $190. I'm like, $190. Now I'm thinking, I'm Canadian, right? So I'm thinking in Canadian dollars, that's probably 250 or something like that. I'm like, that's kind of pricey. I mean, I already got two phones. I don't need another one for like a couple $100. I was like, I remember, but I do remember Shecky saying before you could go to Walmart. So, and so it's like, okay, so I went to, how did I figure this out next? Yeah, so I went to, there's like a little store there that sold like cards. You can buy minutes for cards. I saw some other like provider on the store, and I was like, I wonder if they sell burner phones in there or something. I don't know. So I went in this little corner store kind of thing. And I was like, dude, do you know where any place I could get a burner phone? And he's like, oh, yeah, just go to Walmart. And I'm thinking, yeah, Shecky was right. I didn't look to see where the Walmart was in Ferndale. And I was like, yeah. And then there was this other chick in there that he's like, oh, she knows all about burner phones there too. And this chick was all like kind of, I don't know what she was on or whatever. She's like, oh yeah, I always get minutes and okay, I've paid up all my minutes. Okay, cool. And then she's, oh yeah, you go here. Okay. So there's another place that's a little bit closer than the Walmart, but this guy was looking it up on his phone on Google Maps, and he said, I'll write that down for you. So I mean, I don't know, the kid was maybe, I don't know, 17, something like that. Like, all right, good service there. Kind of, so far, that's all right. And it was quick. He's like, okay, yeah, go here. Oh, you can't miss it. Go down there. You'll see it. Oh, okay, cool. So kid gave good directions. Right there, boom. Okay. It was kind of this store, which I shall not name. And it's kind of like an all-in-one store that kind of sells everything. It was like, they sell phones there? And he's like, oh, yeah, they sell a little bit of everything there. Okay. Because I'd heard the name before. And so I was like, okay, park in the parking lot, go into this great big huge store that has like absolutely everything, disco pants and haircuts, whatever. And it's like, I didn't know where to go. And I was like, looking around, and it's like, oh, like electronics, so or like technology, electronics thing. Oh, right there. Okay, so I go there, and everything's all locked up behind glass. Like, and I was like, oh, they sell like little burner phones here. They're all out of the cheap $20 ones, but they got some 30 ones, 40 ones, and I'm looking at the like $40 phone, this much plan. Then they got like their different carriers there that you can buy this phone that works for AT&T. This one works for Verizon. This one works for cheapo, whatever it is. And then so it's like, but if I want to get one of these crappy phones, there's like no one around. But I could tell that there was like a computer terminal there with a cash drawer. So okay, there should be someone here that could sell this stuff, but no one's around. And I'm like, okay, I'll keep looking a bit more. And then so this girl shows up, and she's got the name tag, and the little you could tell she works there. And so I said, oh, I like to joke around a little bit, or just, what do you say? So I said, oh, good, we got the electronics expert here. You're the electronics expert around here, right? And because she kind of looked like she belonged in that area, and she kind of looked at me like, I was like, yeah. So you're like, it's nice to have an expert here. I like, do you have access to all these things? And she's like, I'm like, and at that time, I already had a couple of like I had a SIM card. And I was thinking, well, maybe, and I saw, oh, there's a SIM card here and some minutes to put on the SIM card. Okay, if I get these things here, I could come back, probably put them in my phone that's not as old. It should be compatible, right? Maybe. So she was kind of looking at me dazed, and she says, so what exactly do you want? I'm like, okay, if I get this and I put it in my phone, and then I scratch out this thing here, I put in the code, and my phone will work, right? And she's like, yeah. Okay, thanks for your help. So I'm like, whatever. I just saw this stuff. I guess I'll buy this. We'll try it. Like, my phone's only 5 years old, should work. And she says, oh yeah, if you could go pay for that at customer service, but if you want to pay for it, there's usually less of a lineup if you go to the pharmacy. It's like, oh, okay, I remember that because I used to work at a pharmacy years ago, and that was the secret. If there's a big lineup at the front, you go back to the pharmacy where you pick up the prescriptions, and they can check you out there. So, okay, it makes sense to me. Thanks for the tip, chick. And it was like, okay, so I go over there, and there's only one guy in line. So after the guy is done, I got my little things that I'm gonna buy, and I asked the guy that's working there, hey, so she said I can pay for these over here. Can I pay for them here? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, and then he said, then he asked the boss or the pharmacist, he's like, hey, can someone buy this here? And the pharmacist is busy and just goes like, nah, no. It's like, okay, so where do I buy this now? Okay, customer service. And I look around this huge store I don't know where customer service is. I didn't see it on the way in. So then I go over here, and it's like, okay, there's people buying groceries over there. There's a self checkout lane there. I don't like self checkout too much because I don't know. I kind of like to keep the people in a job. So I'll go wait after this one. I can see there's only two people in this line. That lady's everything's all bagged up and everything ready to go. She just has to pay. And then this one lady, she's only got a couple things she's buying, so this will be fast. Right? Wrong. So I go in there and I'm waiting, and the chicks there trying to pay and tapping and inserting the card and stuff, and it's not working. And then the cashier, she like takes off, and I'm like, just want to buy some stuff here, Then I looked, oh, customer service right over there. I noticed it, but there's nobody there. So it's like, well, do I leave the line here, go over to customer service where there's no one working, wait there for someone to show up, or what's the fastest way I get out of here? Okay, then the cashier came back. This other chick, she's like looking through her purse, and she's just pulling out random bits of paper and going, I'm like, okay, if your credit card doesn't work, you can get another one, or like, don't you keep them together? Like, your purse is all full of papers and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, the self checkout line, I could see it's going pretty fast, so I'm gonna go back out, and so I go. I'm kind of looking. It was like quite a bit of people at the self checkout, and there, I was like, is there like, how do I know if one of these things is free? I can see here, okay, these are all used up. Is there some way at the end I can barely see because it's so far down? And it's like, do they have lights or something on these little posts? Like, I see there's a red light, and then over there, there's nothing, and there's a green light over there. So I kind of walk up a bit more, and some guy's at the one with the green light. So I walk back, and then there's like two younger girls there, and they got a big shopping cart full of stuff. And I figured, okay, they've been here before. So I asked them, it's like, hey, do you guys know if like, is there a light or something that goes on when when it's open and you can go do the self checkout thing? Like, is there some light or notification or something for that? And both of the girls looked at me like, I'm like, hello, anybody in there? Nope, nobody home. Like, I don't know. Are people not used to like talking to people anymore or something? But so, okay, fine. And then I'll kind of look up here, and then, okay, that guy's leaving. I'm going to go right there. So I just have my two little things. I got a SIM card and a little thing with minutes. This is $1. This is $50. Okay. Unlimited data. So awesome. Everything or whatever. It looked like it could fit the bill for me. So I got these two little things to pay for. And then I scan one thing. Okay, cool. So far, so good. Then I scan the next thing, and boom, this thing comes up, notification comes up on the screen. Assistance required, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? What's that mean? And I look up, oh, there's a red light. And then so a red light means, hey, worker, come over here. So okay, so this chick comes over, and she's like, what do you need? I'm like, I don't know. It's like this thing just, I don't know, wouldn't scan. And she's like, oh, and she puts in some little code. Yeah, and walks away. And I was like, so I scanned the next thing. Okay, that worked. And then, okay, time to pay. So I put in my credit card, which I hate doing because my credit card seems to get like, I don't know. I have to get a new credit card about every 6 months to a year because there's suspicious activity on it, and it has been like that for years. So I hate using my credit card. But I'm like, okay, here we go. Boom, screen pops up again, and I'm like, oh man, I'm just trying to like scan these two little things here and leave. And then some different girl comes over. Oh yeah, okay. And I'm like, well, I already paid, and I'm just waiting for the receipt. She's like, oh, okay. Puts in another little code, and then okay, it starts printing out the receipt, which I'm lucky I kept because I got to return this thing. Because the next thing is, I get home, I try to use this, I try to register it online and stuff, and it's like, ah, my phone's not compatible. So I'm like, oh man, after all of that garbage going through, oh, traffic, go here, boom, 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 waiting around everything. And it's like, I'm stuck right back where I was before, but it cost me $20 to get over the river and back, another $50 US for this thing. And I'm like, I'm out like a whole bunch of money, and I got nothing. So okay, now the old man is starting to get all cranky, right? So I don't know. I guess you got to kind of laugh at it. Otherwise, oh hey, Rick's Barbecue's here too. Hi, you got to kind of laugh at this stupidity because it's like, or you'll cry. Your blood pressure will go through the roof or something. So like, okay, deep breaths. Okay, now I know what I'm gonna do here. I got nothing. All right, I'm gonna attack this on. I'll think about it. Okay, sometimes if you're all stuck on something, just go to bed, wake up in the morning, you'll have an idea of what to do. So, all right. So then the next day, I hope you guys don't mind me just complaining about this, but I'm going to do it anyways because it's my show and I can do whatever I want. So I was like, okay, I didn't feel like thinking about it on Saturday. And then I was like, okay, so what I'll do Sunday is I'll go to an actual store here with my actual phone that I know it's already working. And I was looking around on Saturday a little bit for, is there some kind of international plan between Canada, the United States? I mean, everybody goes across the border here, and like everyone's going on vacation to Florida and stuff like that. So there should be some kind of plan. And I look, and I got my little app on here, and it's like I don't see nothing on there. And then I log in, I don't see anything there either, but I did a Google search, but it showed up on my carrier that there was a plan, but I don't have access to it. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm confused. I will go talk to an expert at the mall. So, all right, cool. So I hop on the motorcycle, tried out my new boots too. Actually, the boots are turning out to be pretty comfortable. They worked nicely for shifting on the motorcycle. And I also found out there that I never really thought about it, but my full face helmet won't fit in my saddlebag to lock it. Okay, good thing to know. I'll have to bring some kind of a cable lock or something with it. So I go out there on the motorcycle, cool. And then I'm at, like, because I mean, I got set up at the mall before, and it was great. It was like, 5 people working there. You can see all the latest models of phones in the store. Everything's cool. Hey, may I help you, sir? Like, normal customer service kind of stuff. But I haven't been to the mall in years. So it's like I go there and there's like, oh, that's where the store was. That's not there anymore. And there's this little kiosk, and there's 2 guys working there. That's it. Don't even see where they're selling phones or nothing. Like, you want to buy a phone? Yes, I'd like to buy a phone. Can I see it? No, they're all locked up. You can't even see them. Hope you know what you want. So, like, okay, so much for customer service. But I'll wait. Okay, so this guy's getting up. These guys are all busy and everything. I wait in line for a half hour to like talk to a guy. And I get up there and I got my phone. I'm like, all right, here we go. I got the expert here, my hometown. This is what I want to do. I'll figure out something here. So it's like, I tell the guy, like, hey, man, good day, sir. And like, okay, I got this phone, right? It works for me in Canada. I would like this phone to work in the United States also. I saw online that there's some way of doing that, but I can't quite figure it out because I don't know, I'm old or something like that. And then the guy says to me, he's like, oh, yeah, no, yeah, we can't change your plan here. And I'm like, what? He says, no, just go online. And I'm like, well, yeah, like I went online and like it doesn't make any sense on your website, And then he says, oh, well, there's a number you can call. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm right here. Got my phone. He's like, yeah, just go on the app. And it's like, yeah, I was on the app. It's not available. And he's like looking around like this, kind of, oh, he's like, yeah, I'm not allowed to show you. I'm not allowed to show you how to use your app. Otherwise, I got to charge you $15. And I'm like, what? You're charging me for customer service about the money that I'm giving you like monthly, and customer service is extra. I'm like, oh my God, is this a new thing? Or am I just old? I don't know. So he gets out his phone. He's like, okay, yeah, it's supposed to look like this. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's what mine looks like, but that's not available to me. He's like, yeah, just go on the internet. I can't help you, man. Like, okay, thanks for nothing. I go home, like, this is like an hour shot, and I got nothing. I still got nothing. So I'm like, so what the heck's going on here? I don't know. I'll figure something out. So I have lost the battle for SIM cards for this weekend, but I will not be defeated. It's like, man, I can't believe that. So yeah, I don't know. There's just some kind of weird thing going on there and then I got up early this morning. I couldn't sleep because you wake up, you're just thinking about stuff, and I'm like, am I really that old? It's like kids these days, they don't know how to do their jobs. Whoever makes the websites doesn't know how to make it, and it's like, how do other people deal with this stuff? I think what most people do is they just get some plan, they just stick with it and just keep paying, and they jack up the rates and they just keep paying and stuff. It's kind of like your bank. People get a bank account and they never switch. It's like, oh yeah, I've been banking with them for 40 years. It's like, but you might save money over here. It's a pain in the ass. So I have a feeling phones are like that or something. Like I just never really need them too much. So oh well. That's that. All right, there we go. I don't know. I was complaining with the girlfriend all weekend about this too. So it's like I got a double complaint, double old man complaining session in. So there we go. What's gonna happen next? I'll let you know. But there has to be a solution to this problem. Well, it's one of these things too that it's like, okay, how much time, money, and effort do you want to put into doing whatever you want to do? Whether it's you're building an airplane, okay, what engine do you want? What wing design do you want? What how many people do you want it? What do you want the range to be like? What do you want the speed to be like? So it's like your phone. There's all these plans are all different. How many minutes do you want? How much do you want it all unlimited? This do you want data? How much data do you want? You want this data, but with this plan, you go this much data for this much more per gigabyte, or you could just go as you go, and then it's so much per minute per. If I was an engineer, I'd just take 60 hours and put a spreadsheet together and go, aha, that makes the most difference. But that's 60 hours out of my time that I don't want to spend. So anyways, well, I'll figure something out. It's going to cost me more money. Whatevs. Okay. So that's about it for today. Hey, that's off my chest. Very good. I will go to some, I don't know, questions stuff. But yeah, I guess the bottom line is happy ending is that boots fit. And I found out that I need some sort of a lock for my helmet. Better to find that out sooner than later. Okay. What do we got here? Yeah, okay. Ranch was saying here they keep changing the technology, LTE, 5G, etc. So old phones phased out. Yeah, there's all this 5G stuff around. I know. Yeah, I think my phone isn't 5G. Oh, maybe they moved everything to 5G. I don't know. It's like computers, or you gotta upgrade every once in a while, I guess. But did it have a rotary dial on it? No, it did not. Actually, I heard that they're for rotary dial phones. When I went to fiber here, I couldn't use my rotary dial phone. I put a rotary dial phone here in the basement. But yeah, we went to fiber here instead of just copper wire cable or copper wire to the phone. And so they hooked me up with fiber, so I can't use that. And I've heard eventually that they're going to be replacing Ontario. I think they're getting rid of the copper wire. It's just going to be all fiber now. So I'm not sure. So I know DH Pilot 1's got a rotary dial phone. Okay. What's this here? Do they still do the text only phone? They were like $30 and $30 a month. I haven't heard of that, but I do want to have, I don't know, voice, text, data. Ideally, because I wanted to have data so I could stream a show here on Wednesday or whatever, whenever I'm going to be away. I want to be able to stream a show. That's the tricky part. If you just want talk and text, that's easy peasy. But the data gets all complicated between the countries. Except, strangely enough, in El Salvador, a third world country, I walk in like, hey, I need a SIM card. They go, slap. Yep, that works. Here's your new phone number. See ya. $15. Good for 30 days. It's like, all right. It's funny how the third world countries have better service in some things. Okay. Now what else we got here? Shecky's asking, hey, why does she know so much about birders? Lols, what's she up to? That's what I was thinking. I think she was up to a little something there. Yeah, it's like right on the border of Detroit and the suburbs, so who knows what's going on. Yeah, so here we go. So originally you thought you might be able to buy a plan to make your everyday phone work in USA. No joy. I have had no joy. Wrench. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, let's get an update from Rick's barbecue. We'll see how Rick's doing. He's outside doing stuff. Oh, Rick ruined his pellet gun. Pellet stuck in the barrel, took apart, don't know how to put back together. Major catastrophe. Well, good luck, Rick. Take your time and find a good YouTube video or something like that. I would imagine. I've never used a pellet gun. Well, I mean, I've never taken apart a pellet gun or anything like that. It's probably some weird, funny retainer pin you got to knock out, and then it all falls apart or something. That's the way I would design a pellet gun if I had one. Okay. All right. Wrench is saying that remember before phones, I remember flying commercial about 1999 or so, and I was the only person without a phone. I've gone years without a phone, and I still never carry one around. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, I don't really have the need. Okay. Well, Rick, you might have a point here that my phone is probably metric. No. Okay, what do we got here? Wrench, have you ever told us your age? Mid-50s. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I don't know why I don't give up my exact age. 54. I don't know. Who knows? Everything's all public on the internet, anyways, and everyone's gotten tracked by their cell phones and stuff. It's like, yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons I decided to do this YouTube channel, because the idea of privacy is pretty much gone anyhow. So who cares? Just blabber around in my basement. Okay. And yep. DH Pilots. Okay. DH Pilots rotary dial phone still works. That's very good. Okay. So we're pretty cool here. All right. And today is Monday. All right. So I don't know. I feel after exhausting all of my storytelling there, I kind of feel like I got to take a nap because I'm old, 54. And what do we got here? We got one little engineering comment here. Interesting point about metric. Most people don't know that USA has designed everything in decimal inches since World War II. Yeah. Yep. There's the metric. There's the decimal inches. Yeah, there was I'm trying to think. There was some airplane that was made in this. It was designed in Britain, but then made over here. But they did it in metric over there and inches over here, and everything was messed up for all the threads on the screws and stuff. What was that? I think it was like some kind of jet. I forget. But anyways, yeah. And here in Canada, if you're a machinist like I used to be, you got to be kind of bilingual with that. You got to be able to do metric and inches. So just multiply or divide by 25.4. It'll get you pretty much what you want. So, was that the Packard Merlin? Okay, yeah, Packard Merlin made over here in Detroit at the Packard plant. Okay. I thought there was something like that. All right, so yeah, be back on Wednesday because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern, and we'll kind of shut her down. So thank you for listening to the old man complain. Bye.